Itasca State Park, Minnesota. Date, January 19th, 2022.
Please help! Something's chasing me!
What's your location? We're on our way. Stay calm.
The edge of Lake Itasca.
Near the old-timers cabin. No!
Keep calm. We're on our way. What's chasing you?
What is this? Help!
All nearby units, converge on the area near Old-Timer's cabin. Be alert. It appears to be an animal attack. Approach with caution. We're searching for a young male.
Approaching the area now. No sign of the individual or the animal.
Stay cautious, Rusty. Inspect the area around Old-Timer's cabin.
What in the world? I need back.
Rusty, repeat, Rusty. Your last message was...
Help!
The Itasca State Park Massacre, a story ingrained in the minds of us Minnesotans, especially those of us who were there. On November 19th, in a rare turn of events for its history, Itasca State Park was completely shut down for several days, guarded by a significant police force investigating the grim disappearance of a visitor and a ranger. Near Lake Itasca, particularly at the old-timers' cabin, what seemed like an ocean of blood was discovered. This was no ordinary scene. Blood was splattered everywhere, and the winter chill had instantly frozen it on the snow, creating a sight reminiscent of a modern art piece. It was baffling, almost beyond comprehension, what had occurred, let alone the cause. The winter was harsh, and though the area is home to bears, deer, and other wildlife searching for food, no one at the scene could confirm that we were witnessing the aftermath of an animal attack. In my 23 years of service as a ranger, I had never encountered anything like this. The cabin door bore bullet holes, evidence that Rusty had attempted to defend himself. Shell casings littered the ground, with 8 shots fired total. Yet, the weapon was nowhere to be found. Among the scant evidence, we found the cell phone of a young man named Sean, who had initially called for help. His phone was discovered near the cabin, and, given the copious amount of blood, it was difficult to imagine anyone surviving the ordeal, which raised the question, where were the bodies? Inside the old-timers' cabin, everything remained undisturbed, indicating that whatever happened took place outside, in the light of day. The cell phone gave us a few clues. The young visitor was a YouTuber who made hiking videos for his channel, Sean Explores. He had taken photos that day with newly met companions, even sharing one on his Instagram stories with the caption, "Hiking Pals." In our search for any leads, we came across the last video in his camera roll, capturing the harrowing chase. The video begins with Sean traversing the forest, a glimpse of the lake visible, all captured in selfie mode. He shares with his followers the path he's on and offers advice about the inclement weather. Suddenly, his attention shifts to something startling. His expression instantly changes, as does his pace. Without uttering a word, the panic on his face is palpable, leading up to the moment he abruptly stops the recording. We presume this was when he placed the emergency call. Our team of experts examined the video and its audio. Everything was audible, including a moment when Sean exclaims, "Hey!" right as something catches him off guard. He then turns and runs with the camera capturing a figure, a silhouette, in pursuit. It's merely a blur, indistinct yet unmistakably human in shape. The state police provided us with a list of the most wanted individuals. To our astonishment, Billy Sick Morrison, a notorious serial killer responsible for torturing and murdering several people, was among them. Not only was Billy at large, but he was also recognized in Sean's Instagram stories, having blended in with the hiking group. The day after the incident, an extensive search was declared. A murderer was on the loose in Itasca State Park. Unfortunately, the search didn't get off to a good start. It wasn't for a lack of trying. The search team's efforts were relentless. Lake Itasca was thoroughly explored by divers, yet no further evidence emerged, leaving us with only Sean's video as a lead. We even traced Sean's movements through the park with his cell phone, which showed nothing out of the ordinary until he neared the old-timers' cabin. Despite the challenging weather, we intensified the search efforts. Then, on Friday, January 21st, we finally stumbled upon new evidence. At Peace Pipe Vista, on a secluded dock, the search team discovered an abandoned boat hidden under a blanket. Underneath, 2 bodies were found bound and preserved by the cold, making it difficult to determine whether they had died recently or weeks prior. Neither body was Rusty's or Sean's. The victims, 2 men in their 40s, clearly weren't fishermen given the season. It was evident they had been murdered and placed in the boat to conceal their deaths. The marks of torture were evident. One man bore signs of strangulation, while the other had a fatal gunshot wound to the forehead. Shockingly, the gun was found on the boat, and, to our even greater surprise, it belonged to Ranger Rusty. Just as we believed we were closing in on the killer, it dawned on us that we were still 2 steps behind. Team, I know today has been difficult, but we will unravel this mystery. Please ensure you stay together at all times. Saturday, January 22nd, time 8:33 a.m., location Bear Paw Campground. A team of 3 police officers conduct a search at Bear Paw Campground, nestled in the expanses of Itasca State Park, a haven for visitors looking to camp or park their trailers. Among the amenities, 3 public bathrooms present themselves as potential hiding spots for someone looking to evade detection. The officers enter the first bathroom, encountering a series of cubicles, all with their doors swung open, signaling abandonment. No sign suggests anyone has been there recently. However, as they step into the second bathroom, slightly larger due to the addition of shower facilities, they immediately notice the sound of water gushing from an open shower. The area is flooded. With heightened caution, the officers draw their weapons, moving silently into the space. Officer Brooks, leading the team, peeks under the cubicles and spots, in the furthest one, the boots of someone concealed. He gestures to his colleagues for backup. He intends to approach stealthily the spot where the suspect, known as Billy, is believed to be hiding. Carefully, Officer Brooks advances through the water, doing his utmost to remain silent. Hunched over, he nears the cubicle, the feet within still motionless, as though their owner were seated on the toilet. Positioned directly in front of the cubicle door, his weapon at the ready, Officer Brooks reaches out to open it. At that moment, his radio crackles to life.
Officer Brooks, what's your location?
The sudden noise startles him, prompting an immediate push against the door, revealing the remains of Billy Morrison. What he finds is scarcely recognizable as human, more a skeleton than a man, as if ravaged by wild beasts.
Team, something is not right here.
Suddenly, a cubicle door swings open behind Officer Brooks, casting a long shadow over him. His teammates shout a warning, "Watch out, Brooks!" The water around them stains red with blood as a creature rips Officer Brooks's face from his skull in one ferocious blow. Alpha Team, we've heard shots fired. Report your status. Hold on, we're coming. I was among the first to arrive, Sergeant Pollock at my side. The scene unfolded into a grotesque tableau. The bathroom awash in water tainted with blood, viscera strewn about, body parts scattered, bones exposed. Far from edging closer to resolution, the situation had dramatically worsened, with a total of 7 lives cruelly snuffed out. Our prime suspect, Billy Morrison, was conclusively eliminated from suspicion. found seated on a toilet, dressed in jeans, boots, and a plaid shirt. Of his face, only the skull remained, fueling rampant speculation and conspiracy theories among the rangers and police alike. Pollock, visibly shaken, suggested we step outside for a breath of fresh air. Outside, Pollock lit a cigarette and offered one to me. I declined with thanks.
This situation is spiraling out of control.
It's madness. We need to figure out what's going on. It was then that Pollock's attention was captured by something on the bathroom ceiling. He gestured silently, urging me to take a closer look. I quickly turned to see the beast driving us to the edge of insanity. It loomed in the ceiling of the public restroom, blanketed completely in snow. The creature, towering at approximately 8 feet, let out a thunderous roar. Then an incandescent light emanated from the hollows where its eyes should have been, a glow so intense it forbade direct gaze. This light stood in stark contrast to its skin, if one could call it that, for it resembled a sculpture hewn from white bone, akin to marble, gleaming under the sunlight. Atop its head stood 2 massive horns, while its arms terminated in cheetah-like claws, and below the waist were 2 antelope legs. This beast, unlike any I had ever seen, radiated anxiety, aggression, hunger. Without a moment's hesitation, I fired my weapon at it, though the bullets appeared to leave it unscathed. It lunged towards us swiftly. I managed to dodge to my right, but Sergeant Pollock wasn't as fortunate. The beast pounced on Pollock, and within seconds had torn off his face. Undeterred, I continued to shoot at the creature until it turned to lock its gaze with mine.
Sergeant Pollock, report your location. We heard gunfire.
Suddenly, I was enveloped in silence. The beast's red eyes were the only thing I could focus on. Up close, the creature was eerily strange, seemingly devoid of any vital signs, with skin that was more an engraving than anything else. Its demeanor was fraught with anxiety, a predator that couldn't be satisfied, always searching for food. I closed my eyes and continued firing until my revolver's magazine was empty. My heart pounded as though it sought escape from my chest. Upon opening my eyes, I found myself alone, lying in the snow. I struggled to my feet and cast another glance at Sergeant Pollock's body. The beast was nowhere to be found. Within minutes, 2 police units arrived, only to find themselves at the scene of a recent carnage. That very day, I turned in my resignation. I moved as far away as I could from Minnesota. I can't stop thinking about what happened, about the deaths. I still wake up at night, haunted. Every day I receive emails, calls, messages from people wanting to interview me. They're after the details, seeking headlines, craving insight. But no one understands that I don't want to talk about how I survived the Wendigo.